required by the lender to get a free and clear termite clearance. So whenever you're purchasing, you'll definitely want to get a termite inspection done, so that way they can provide you that report. And on that report, it'll tell you what the Section 1 termite repairs are. And that's the only one that the lender looks at, is the Section 1. So if there are, let's say, $3,000 worth of repairs, I'm gonna go with that because there are termites in every single home here in California. So don't be alarmed if you see that there's termite repairs. Don't freak out. It's pretty common, and almost every home has at least $500 worth of repairs. So don't freak out if it's a couple thousand or even more than that. Sometimes it could be 6,000. That just means that the whole house needs to be tented. But you will definitely need a termite inspection as a VA buyer, as an FHA buyer. I represent a lot of VA buyers, so I'm going to talk mostly to, if you hear me say VA, it's VA FHA. So with that, you'll definitely want to make sure the lender has a copy. This is the only report that they have a copy of out of the home inspections that you're doing. So lender does not receive a copy of your home inspection. You want to make sure that that's clear, but they do receive a copy of your termite inspection. So do me a favor, I'm going to send it to them, but you can also send it to them if you want to, just to facilitate that and make sure that they have a copy of it. However, we are going to want to make sure it's the same company, if possible. It's, I've had it done and it's been fine with it being a different company that does the termite clearance. But they're going to need to see that clearance before closing. So what you'll want to do possibly is ask the seller to pay for that termite clearance to be done, so that way we can close escrow. And so how it's normally done is you get all of your inspections done. If you're submitting a repair request, that will go on the repair request, and we would ask the seller first. So best case scenario, the seller pays for it. And I have been successful probably 99.9% of the time, but sometimes you do have situations, especially in this kind of market, where the seller decides that they don't want to pay for that. Now, there are definitely options whenever it comes to having the termite items done. So what we can do is, some termite companies allow you to pay out of escrow. And what that means is basically, if there's $3,000 worth of repairs to be done, and this has to be done prior to close of escrow, that means that the termite company has to go in and tent and repair and all of that, that whatever they're going to do, it has to be done at least a couple days before closing, preferably 3 to 5 days before closing, if not even longer. But say we're up against a tight window and that happens, the seller or the lender is just going to need a copy of that, but you can pay out of escrow. So at closing, this will come out of whatever your closing costs are. So you can pay the $3,000 at closing as opposed to upfront. So if the seller decides that they're not going to pay for that, don't freak out. There's still options, and in this kind of market, I would just recommend just paying for it and having that peace of mind that that's done and you can close on your home. And at the end of the day, it's a few $1,000s as opposed to the large amount that you're purchasing your home for. So it's don't consider it such a huge deal that you back out. As far as that goes, yeah. So there are a few options. You can also have the seller pay for it up front in order to, like if we have a termite company that doesn't allow you to pay them out of escrow, you can have the seller pay for it up front, and then you will reimburse them at closing. So there are a couple options whenever it comes to termites. So please don't get freaked out if it does come back with termite repairs that need to be done. We can definitely work through that, and that's something that's definitely negotiable, and yeah, we can figure it out for you. So